Good morning, everybody, and happy Halloween. It's actually Halloween Day. It came so fast this year. It's over so quickly. I guess I'm really looking forward to starting tomorrow, though. Here in New York, on November 1st every year, the what we call Christmas villages start to pop up. And it's kind of the same thing every year, just these little, almost like glass, like a little shed type thing, like you would keep your lawnmower in like suburban places, your lawnmower and hedge clippers, or maybe you grow some plants in there. They sort of look like little greenhouse type things. But they'll have a bunch of them. The biggest ones, there's probably at least 100 of these things all put together. And everyone sells something different, but it's all like handmade craftsmen. You'll have a painter there who's selling their own paintings, or you'll have a leather worker who's selling wallets and all sorts of little holsters and carriers and bags. You've got jewelry and Christmas ornaments and puppets and food of every kind you can imagine, but especially like Christmassy type foods, like apple cider donuts and hot chocolate and eggnog and all this stuff. They start popping up on November 1st, and when you start seeing those, it starts to really feel like the holidays are here. I used to be obsessed with these things. I mapped them out for a while to know which ones opened when, and the first one opens tomorrow. The very first one will be the one at Bryant Park here, where everyone goes ice skating and they have a giant Christmas tree up. Then you have one at 14th Street at Union Square. And then the big one is the last one to open up, and it's also the biggest. It's at Central Park. But it's just, incredible to walk through the falling leaves and drink hot chocolate and know that the holidays are here on us again. And you can feel that really strongly in the air here today. It's just wet and autumny. This has been an incredibly busy week for me. Just trying to get a lot of things up and done. I have to draw 6 more talismans to get in Archangels and Angels. This is the very last thing that I have to do. Draw these 6 talismans, get those scanned and sent in so that they can put them in the proper place in the books. And that book is completely finished. Another book on magic, completely finished. I met with Sounds True, the publisher, and my literary guy yesterday to talk about the next 2 books, and that I'm getting ready to fly back to Colorado soon in January to record the audiobook of Angels and Archangels. So once January hits and I fly out there to do that audiobook, that book is a done deal. It's finished. Once to do the audiobook, you have to be reading the completely finished form. There can't be any changes after that. So it's just kind of an amazing week. So thank you for bearing with me. I know I haven't been getting a lot of videos up. 2 things, if we have time for 2, that I want to go into. Questions that people ask. Somebody asked, what was the first one? Trying to think of it. My memory is really horrible. Somebody said, they ask about, is it true that you're not supposed to do Reiki and the middle pillar on the same day? No, that's absolutely not true at all. It's like kind of like saying you can take care of yourself too much. Don't take care of yourself too much. That's kind of like what doing those 2 things is doing. I mean, you're doing 2 things that contribute to your spiritual growth. I would say anything to do with energy work, whether it's Reiki, Qigong, the middle pillar, whatever. Do that. If you've got time, do it twice a day, every day. That's what I used to do when I was locked up. The other thing is, what was the other question someone asked? Oh, if doing magic and then having whatever you did magic for manifest, if that means you've crossed the abyss. No, that just means you're doing magic. You just manifested something. Crossing the abyss is something that usually comes, it is an incredibly rare thing even in magic, but it usually comes after someone has been doing rituals and techniques for years, and they become second nature to the person. And then once they become second nature, you start using them all the time, constantly. And whenever that happens, then that usually triggers this extreme change of consciousness that in magic is called crossing the abyss. However, that's not, for now, for most people, that's something that really doesn't matter too much. The thing that matters is getting the basics down, not worrying about the philosophies and concepts and things to go down, things that might or even might not happen at some point down the road. It's easy to find ourselves getting attached to those kind of things just because they're so foreign, and sometimes they sound so amazing. Whenever I first learned about it, I wanted to understand all of these sorts of things. But what I found is that the more magic I did, then the more capable I would gradually become of understanding these things like crossing the abyss. So for now, really just focus on having fun. Focus on enjoying this. That's why I started writing that book of, or what I'm posting up here about the 100 little rituals, is because I remember when I first started actually doing magic, I wanted to be doing things that were fun. So that's what I started doing, writing out, just the rituals that I would do in the beginning that I found to be incredibly effective for me. And number two, I enjoy doing them. They made me want to do magic more and more. So I'm switching back and forth as we're writing between 100 rituals and a lot of the Sumerian and crossing the abyss type stuff. Okay, guys, I hope you have a good weekend. Is this Friday? If this isn't Friday, I'll talk to you tomorrow. If this is Friday, I'll talk to you Monday. I can't even remember what day of the week it is. I love you guys. I hope you have a amazing Halloween. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.